versus each other? How were their games in just the A division alone, not counting the Bs and so on? And there was a long formula for breaking the tie. But now with teams in two different divisions and they don't play each other, it's a little harder to do. It's by coach's selection, and I don't know, I suppose it's what you're thinking at that particular time. That's why I say, in a sectional game where, let's say, Potsdam were to beat Seton, then maybe that would give a little more credence to the fact that Potsdam feels they're a better club. So, maybe that should be considered.
Well, our thanks to Massena coach Stan Moore for comments before the game. That's going to wrap up high school hockey report for this Saturday afternoon. This edition of the report brought to you by the folks at Carbonneau's Jewelry Store. They're located on Main Street, downtown Massena. Stand by for Red Raider hockey on WMSA. School hockey game between the Massena Red Raiders and the Canton Golden Bears. Our broadcast brought to you by the A-Plus Mini Market, by Agway, the Family Farm Home and Garden Center, by Collins Brothers Sunny Service Station, Reynolds Metals, Massena Paper Company, by North Country Savings Bank, Homestead Dairy, Seacom Federal Credit Union, North Country Sports, Bogosian's Carpet and Furniture, Massena Savings and Loan, Massena Building Supply, by Massena General Contracting, the Massena Super Duper, and by Hahn Welding Supply, Route 56, near the intersection of Route 37. And again, we're glad to have you along on this chilly Saturday afternoon as we get ready for high school hockey. I'm Jerry Manor. Alongside me once again, Dave McLennan. And Dave, can you believe final regular season game?
No, it seems like yesterday, and I think the true date was December 6th. We opened up against the Watertown Cyclones here in Massena, and that's just shy of 2.5 months ago, and it's really flown by, Jerry.
Boy, I guess it has. Well, the last of the year, Massena's still undefeated in the NAC, and will try to stay that way. Canton's had a tough year, and let's see, they're coming in at 4-10-1.
Overall, 4-10-1, the sixth-place club in the Central Division versus the first-place team.
And this game will have no effect on the standings going into the sectionals at all. But it's pride. Pride, Massena wants to end up undefeated, and, well, we'll have to wait and see. Off the face-off, the puck in the Canton zone. Timmy Thompson, the defenseman, pinches in, and the puck slides back out to center ice. We are underway here at the arena. Mike Adams in his own end. Mike bounce pass ahead to McCracken, right on the stick of Murphy. Murphy breaks it in the zone, breaks by the defense, sharp angle in behind, circles the net. Here's Murphy centering pass. Tracy all by himself, shot, but Bissell makes the save and holds on. Pat Tracy may have been a little too deep, couldn't find the handle, whatever. An absolutely perfect pass, though, by Scott Murphy.
Yes, and what I'd like to see there was that burst of speed. Scott Murphy, since he's been back from that injury the last couple of games, really hasn't been his old self. That time he did, down the right side, and blew by the defenseman, circled behind the net, threw it out in the slot, and Pat Tracy all alone, and Tommy Bissell robbed him. And he's the key today for the Bears, I think.
Yeah.
Bissell has to play big to keep them in the ball game.
Old number one in the pipes for Massena, Bruce DeRushy. Off the faceoff, Jake Morris's line. He drops it back to the point. Here's Brett Schneider, dumps to an open wing. Puck bounces side of the net. Bissell pokes it in behind. Morris picks it up, trying to feed Bigelow. Buck bounces past him, and Jeff goes back, picks it up. Looking to center, right across the goal mouth. Nobody home from Massena. They were all too well tied up. Breaking out Jeremiah Foote. Long headman pass broken up by Labarge, playing defense for Massena. Flips it ahead to Bigelow. Bigelow jams for it against Rob Sanderson. Puck at center ice. Tommy Moore takes a whack at it. He can't find it. He's down. He gets to the puck, bounces around, comes just to the blue line of Massena. Bigelow kicks at it there, moves it along the boards, and here he comes. Has it poke checked at the last minute. It comes ahead to Mark Martin, dumps to an open wing. Tommy Moore picks up for Massena, drops to his blue line core. Schneider goes to Labarge, and Labarge, the headman pass, intercepted there and dumped back into the Massena zone by Jim Trombley. Trombley, the first line center, so Canton getting their first line out there again. Here comes Labarge, flipping it ahead to center ice. Goes back to the Canton blue line. Charlie Howe is there to dump it right back. That'll be an icing call against the Golden Bears and move the faceoff back in Canton territory. So we played 16 seconds shy of 2 minutes here. In the first period, there's no score.
And the majority of the play, 16 seconds shy of 2 minutes. It's been in the Canton Golden Bears zone. As we mentioned, the Bears, a fairly young club. They're skating 7 freshmen out there. And if they want to stay in this game tonight, it's got to be number one, Tom Bissell. It's got to hold the fort early on. And the Raiders are out flying in the first 2 minutes, Jerry.
Joey Faucher's line out now against the Tremblay line. Off the faceoff, back to the point. Levac has got it. Nobody picks him up. He flips it in the corner. Whitcup goes after it, but right there is Charlie Howe around the boards to Mike Wallace. Mike, ridden out of the play by Faucher. Following it up is Howe into the Massena zone. Has it taken away. Levac back the other way. Levac, head man pass right on Whitcupp's stick. Bobby starts in on the left wing side. He's going to drive it, and it goes off a leg into the zone, and he gets a check for his efforts. Fauché picks it up in the corner, flips it. Here comes Davis, short, sharp angle shot, he scores! It goes off goalie Bassell into the net, and Eddie Davis has one. Massena goes up 1-0.
Almost from an impossible angle. Eddie Davis was parallel with the net. In fact, I think he was skating right on the goal line, and he more or less wanted to center the puck out in front, hoping that it would hit something, and it did hit something. It hit goalie Tom Bassell on the right arm and redirected in behind. A quick goal, an early goal for the Raiders at the 12:45 mark. Early on, Eddie Davis will, and probably Joey Fauché will get an assist on that.
Probably. That's a pretty good bet. Okay, we've got Sanderson's line out for Canton. Sanderson, Mark Martin, and Jeremiah Foote. The Pat Tracy line coming back out for Massena. Tracy Murphy and McCracken. Fauché did pick up the assist.
The last thing Coach Jim Howard wanted to see was his goaltender, Tom Bassell, give up a soft one, and you'd have to rate that one as a soft goal. Almost an impossible angle for Eddie Davis. But Massena will take him, and Eddie Davis will take him, and that, looking down, that was Eddie's fourth goal of the year.
Mark Martin, the wing on this line, he was out there. He went back to the bench. I'm not sure why, but coming back out to replace him will be Rob Parcells. And I'm not sure the reason for that. Off the face-off, it goes right by Tracy, going to go right in on Bassell, and he steers it in behind the net, leaves it for his defenseman, Thad Green. Green flips it around the corner. Thompson pinching in to McCracken. McCracken behind the net trying to flip it back to Thompson. Goes by him back to the point. Pat Tracy's back there. Trying to flip it by, has it poke checked out to center ice by Parcells, and he flips it along the blue line into the zone, and offsides will be called against Canton as they take it in just a little bit ahead of the play.
2 for the price of 1. Timmy Thompson not only took one Canton Golden Bear out of the play, he took two on that last check. Knocked them both out of the play. And the Bears wearing their road brown shirts trimmed with white and gold, and brown socks trimmed with white, and their golden helmets.
Up the face-off on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Raiders lead at 1-0. Break it out of there. Here comes Tracy shoveling it down into the Canton zone. In behind the net. McCracken is right there digging for it. He picks it up in the corner. Back to the point it goes. Here's a drive by Adams. Deflected shot. Score. Hit the goalpost. Score on the rebound. Murphy.
All right. That's that line of old. They were in forechecking. Back to the point. Mike Adams, a nice low shot. And Pat Tracy picked up the rebound and hit the goalpost. And
I think it was McCracken.
Was it Scotty McCracken?
Yeah.
Okay. He picked up the rebound, hit the goalpost past Tom Bassell, and Scotty Murphy in the right spot, reminiscent of the game against Suffren. He was in the right spot just off to the goalie's left, and he backhanded a little rebound into the open net.
Murphy picks up the goal, assist to McCracken, and Mike Adams. Unfortunately, Captain Pat Tracy won't get an assist, but he started it by flipping it back to Adams. Made a good play. Here's Labarge trying to break through, and he's taken out of the play. Puck around the boards, back to the point. Here's Mike. Here's a replay of that last shot. The save made, the rebound side of the net in front. Moore scores! And that's almost identical. And the assist is going to go to Jeff Bigelow. And again, Mike Adams will pick up an assist on a shot from the point. And all of a sudden, it's 3-0 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Jake Morris got railed after he scored the goal, but he's up and he's okay.
He's up and he's okay. And Jake will never get an easier goal than that. Goalie Tom Bassell way out of the net, and Jake was standing all alone in front of the net, and I'll tell you, you and I could have put that one in, Jerry. It was wide open, and Jake didn't make any mistake, but it's the good aggressiveness of the Raiders. We didn't have to worry. We didn't think they would come out flat, and they haven't. They've been all over the Bears.
So it's going to be Morris against Danny Bullock's line, the third line for Canton. Bullock, Lane Garris on the left, Brian McIntosh on the right. You may remember Lane Garris from hockey season. Danny McDonald is out there now with Bigelow and Morris. And the puck comes around the boards. Jake Morris back at the point. Flips it to Labarge. Labarge trying to get it through to McDonald, and it goes into the corner off a leg. After it there is Hank Perrin, the defenseman. He flips it around behind the Canton net. And it's poke checked right back on the other side. McDonald digging in the corner after it from Massena. Back to Jason Labarge at the point. His drive right on the rebound side of the net. And where is it? Oh, hard check thrown by the defenseman as Bigelow goes down. Charlie Howe through the big block there. Now to Labarge from Adams. His shot deflected in front, and it comes to Bigelow, and Bassell is on top of it. He didn't know he was on top of it, but he was sitting on it. It came free, but the whistle had blown, and the faceoff will come in Canton zone. Uh-oh. This could be a long afternoon for the Golden Bears.
I'll tell you, Tom Bassell is not getting much help in front. The Raiders are just camping in front, and Canton cannot move them out of there. And I think they're going to pick up a penalty. Yeah, Canton player number 20 is going to pick up a roughing penalty.
It's Lane Garish.
But they're really just causing havoc in front, and Tom Bassell can't pick up the puck half the time. He can't see the defense when there's so much traffic in front of him. He can't pick up the shots coming from the point. That last goal, 21 seconds after Scotty Murphy scored the second goal at the 3:19 mark, Jake Morris from Mike Adams and Jeff Bigelow. 3-0 Massena.
Off the face-off, it'll be right side in Canton territory. Bob Post insurance scoreboard says 3-0. It comes back to the 45. Whitcup goes back to the point. Here's Levac over to Schneider. Schneider around the horn. Back out to the point again. Here's Schneider's shot, just wide. Well, actually quite a bit wide. Back to the point. It's slid down the ice by the Golden Bears. And, of course, no icing because of the power play. Massena looking for a power play goal here as Schneider has the puck. Of course, would you rather have a tough game or an easy game at this stage of the season? I don't know. But there's a good chance to work on some things here. Puck comes around the boards. Whitcup takes a whack at it. Back to the point, out to center ice. Schneider flipping ahead to Davis. Davis takes it in the zone, trying to feed Fauché. The Golden Bears get it out to center ice. Bouncing around comes to Schneider, ahead to Davis. And he takes it, dumps it in the zone again. Around the boards it goes. Thad Green after it. Back to the point, kept in. Here's Levac's shot. It goes into the corner. Eddie Davis back to Levac at the point. He winds up. Deflected, comes right to Davis, bounces over his stick. Here's Davis, back to the point again. Schneider flips it over. Levac goes around the horn to Fauché. Back to Levac on the bounce. His drive, just wide the rebound, comes all the way back to the point. Schneider, and we have a whistle. Man in the crease? Or
yes,
head off his mooring?
Bobby Whitcup skated, yeah. In fact, Bobby might have gotten an interference call. He skated by and he gave Tom Bassell a nice little rep with a stick, and
called a love tap.
A love tap.
Yeah. 9:45 remaining in the first period, and on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Massena leads 3-0 off out of the blocks in a hurry here this afternoon.
Oh, they're all over Canton at this
Uh-oh, here comes Tracy barging through. What a move. Gets hauled down, but Murphy scores on the pass from Tracy, and it's 4-0. And Scotty's got 2.
Right off the draw, we've referred to it many times, especially in your defensive end, not also right on your defensive blue line. Don't let the opposing center slide. And Pat Tracy tipped the puck ahead, stepped up, picked up the puck, walked in, froze both defensemen, split them actually. They knocked off the puck, but he slid it over to Scotty Murphy on the left side, and Scotty picked it up, and a nice low shot along the ice, and that's his second goal of the game.
Puck comes into the Massena zone on a back pass from Tracy. Adams, long headman of McCracken, intercepted at the last moment. Back to the Massena line, dumped in the zone. Mike is there to pick it up, Mike Adams. And he circles in behind. He's getting a little forecheck there by Sanderson. But he stops. Now looks to dump it. Back to the point and gets it out to center ice. Golden Bears flip it back in again, delay off sides, but they clear the zone. It comes to Adams in the corner. Adams to Tracy. Tracy to Thompson. Back to Tracy. And it gets a little ahead of him. And is taken off his stick again by Robbie Sanderson. Sanderson now drops into his own defense, flipped around the boards by Charlie Howe. Murphy try to swing at it, goes back to Adams. He flips it to an open corner. McCracken is there. Scotty with a puck. Scotty trying to pass it back to the point. It's intercepted for a moment there by Mark Martin. He gets leveled by Thompson, who in turn gets leveled by Martin. And the puck bounces free side of the net. Murphy after it, gets knocked down. Puck bounces to the blue line. Mike Adams, the big drive, and it's deflected wide. We have a whistle, and we got another man in the crease, I think.
I tell you, Canton is really running around at this stage of the game. They're breaking down all over the ice, and it's tough. They've only played half of the first period, and they're behind 4-0, and it's just tough for the coaching staff. Jim Howard's got to quiet his kids down. Getting out of position. The forwards are trying to be defensemen, and defensemen trying to be forwards right now. You got to play their position, hold their ground in there.
Off the face-off, it comes to Levac from Jake Morris. Over to Labarge, right back to Morris. Trying to flip it through to Tommy Moore. Goes by him into the corner. He and Wallace jam. Into the boards it goes, and Bigelow picks up the loose puck. Here's Jeff with it, back to the point. Levac poke checked away. Held onto it just a little bit too long. All the way down the Massena zone. Back there is Labarge. Labarge flips it in behind the net. Bigelow, bounce pass, doesn't get it out. Now the puck bounces back into the corner. Labarge in his own end from Massena. Steps by a check, flips it to Bigelow on the right wing again. Headman to Morris too far. Kept in, now kicked out by Bigelow. Picked up by Mike Wallace, has it batted away. But following up is Jim Trombley, loses to Morris, offsides. As Massena called for the offside. 7:52 remaining first period. Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard reads 4-zip for Massena.
Canton just had the puck in the Massena zone for probably 8 to 10 seconds, and that's their first, if we can call it. It wasn't really a sustained drive, but that's the first time they've been down. 7:52 left in the first period. The first time they've really been inside the Massena zone.
Off the faceoff, we've got the Fauché line out there against the Bullock line. Oh, hard check thrown by Thompson. Here comes Canton, though. Danny Bullock bounced away from him. Following up is McIntosh. He flips it high over the net in the Massena zone. Flipped around the boards by Brett Schneider. Picked up by Eddie Davis. Davis, backhand flip to McDonald. He breaks by the D. Here comes McDonald. Sharp angle right in front, and it's knocked into the corner. Good defensive play by Charlie Howe. Maybe Danny could have shot that one. Now back the other way comes Danny Bullock. Bullock, he's just ridden out of the play. Unfortunately, every time Canton gets a chance, they only got one guy in there, and Massena takes him out of the play as the puck's underneath a pileup of players in the corner. Bullock very unhappy as he slammed his stick at the ice, and I don't know what he was mad at. Maybe he just mad he lost the puck.
Possibly. Canton, I can remember him up in the first game, number 2 out there, Brian McIntosh. He's almost as wide as he is tall. He might be their designated hitman. He's not a great skater, but he goes out there looking for someone to hit. He ran into Tim Thompson at one end, and Tango came back to the other end, tried to throw a check on someone, got flattened there, returned back to the Massena end, got knocked down again. That was a tough shift for Brian McIntosh.
Looks like it may be a long afternoon for the guys in brown. Here's a shot, and it goes across the goal mouth from the point. McCracken trying to pick up the loose puck. Kept in at the point. Now following is Thompson through traffic out to center ice. Timmy Thompson flips it from the red line. Back in Canton territory, goes to the side of the net. Flipped around the boards by Steve Hill. Thompson keeps it in, lost it. Back out, back in. That's an offsides. Thompson a little trouble at the blue line controlling it. He had Robbie Sanderson bearing down on him. I'm sure he heard the footsteps, and as a result, an offside.
Did the right thing. Take the offside. And this line of Massena is out here, the Tracy, Murphy, and McCracken line. They've been 2 goals today, and they've looked good. And Massena needs this. They need all 3 lines to be productive. And they've been a little slow off the mark the last 2 games.
Of course, when you think about it, the fact that Murphy coming back from an injury, it takes some time, and maybe he'll peak at the right time, playoff time. Bouncing puck right at the red line, everybody jamming for it. Finally, it's picked up by the Golden Bears, Jeremiah Foote. He gets leveled by McCracken. Gets up again, centers it, stumped right back into the corner. Golden Bears go back to the point. It comes to Thad Green, flips it around the boards. Controlled by the Bears, back to the point. Green can't keep it in this time, jumped over his stick. He has to come back for it. Flips it to his defenseman, Steve Hill, back to the blue line, and Massena has to wait and get back on side. Here's Thompson, flipping it back into layoff sides, but Canton controls it. Steve Hill. Hill now flips it into the Massena zone. In behind the net, bounces, and DeRushy's going to leave it for Thompson as Canton making a change here. Here comes Timmy Thompson. Steps by the check, takes it out to center ice, feeds Tracy. Tracy lost it off his stick, but follows it up, takes it in the zone. Tracy flips it in behind the net. After it is Hill. Hill around the boards for the Golden Bears, trying to get it to his winger Sanderson. Back to the point, stepping in is Bigelow as Massena on the line change. Here's Bigelow in the corner. Green takes him into the boards heavily. Puck comes free behind the net, and around the boards it comes. The Golden Bears break it out of there. Here comes Jim Trombley. He's got Sanderson with him, trying to get by. He's taken out of the play nicely. Levac, perfect defensive play there, and the puck back the other way. Massena trying to flip it out of the zone. Kept in at the point, comes in behind to Mike Adams. Adams with it, starts out. Headman pass. Tommy Moore. Moore, nice flip pass ahead. Bigelow 2-on-1. He feeds Morris. Back to Bigelow all by himself in front. Shot hit the goal post. And we have a whistle as the faceoff will move outside the net off its moorings. Perfect pass by Jake Morris to Bigelow. Well executed 2-on-1, and Jeffrey hit the goal post.
And go back a step further. Tommy Moore made a great pass back in his own end to hit Jake Morris to start the 2-on-1. It was a 3-way play by that line, and it was just beautifully executed, except the final culmination. He hit the goal post. But I tell you, that was a nice-looking play. And this is from my friend Poli Agresta. Poli, the score is 4-0 with 5:10 left in the first period. I'll tell you the story behind that later.
I bet it's something along the lines of, you just don't give the score enough. And it is a failing of our industry. I agree with that. It's tough. Off the face-off, the puck into the zone of Canton. They try to clear it out and do up into their own bench. Ooh, Tommy Moore, a little after the whistle aggression there.
Yeah,
I think he's going to get away with it, though.
He's one tough hombre. I'll tell you, those two wings on that line, Jake Morris's line, they're a couple of grinders, and they work you over when they go and check you. Tommy Moore, he's got those big elbows, and he really does a job on you.
Is Roger lacing up his skates? He wants to go down and show Jeff how to put the puck in the net. Off the face-off, right in on Bassell, and he flips it, but it's controlled by the Raiders. Adams back at the point now. Cross-ice pass, Levac, trying to feed it in. To Whitcup to Fauché, his shot knocked down by the defense. Fauché goes after it in the corner. Fauché's got McDonald in the front. Fauché back to the point. Adams winds, fakes the shot, goes over to Levac. Levac winds up his shot. Oh, he didn't miss by much. We got a whistle, and we got some penalties, I think. Whitcup was being manhandled in front of the net, and he may have manhandled him back. I think he slashed, and that's what the call will be.
Two officials, Jared Ruddy and Greg Walsh, a little slow on the call. You knew that it's coming up, but they don't indicate it right off the bat, so we have to wait and see. I think it's Bobby Whitcup is going for a slashing. But that Raider unit of Fauché, Danny McDonald replaced Eddie Davis that shift, and Bobby Whitcup looked well and really looked sharp. And Bobby Whitcup set Joey Fauché up in the slot all alone with a nice pass, and Tom Bassell made a nice save against Joey Fauché.
Okay, we've got a power play for the Golden Bears. Fauché out there with Murphy to kill it. A little bit unusual. Give Scotty some ice time here, though. Adams and Levac. And the puck taken in by Wallace into the Massena zone. Had a little trouble with it. As it poked away, it comes free to Levac, and he flips it to center ice. Right there is Hill. Bouncing it to Wallace. Fauché takes him out of the play. Drops it back to Levac, who dumps it out to center ice. Nice play by Joey Fauché. Now Scotty Murphy steps in front of a flip pass and knocks it up into the penalty box. And so far, Massena doing a good job penalty killing, keeping Canton off balance.
Yes, and in defense of the Golden Bears, we said they look a little shaky down in front of Tom Bassell. Their number one defenseman, Scott Leonard, is not playing tonight. He got an injury, and Coach Jim Howard is kind of resting him until the sectional game on Monday. So,
be interesting. Depending on how the seedings come out, they'll either have to play Potsdam or Seton. Okay, here are the Golden Bears with a chance around the horn they go. Sanderson back to the point. Hill shot, bounces off the leg of Murphy, goes to Sanderson. Sanderson takes it in the corner, slips it right in front. It's in the slot. They jam at it, puck free. And DeRushy, did you see him cover the net that time? Yes. He was just sprawled right in front, and I think he knocked the net off its moorings when he did that, so the faceoff will come in his zone. But it was really out of his hands. That's all he could do.
That's right, but that's effort. He's up 4-0, but he didn't know where the puck was, but he knew that he had an empty side of the net. It was open, and he just dove across and extending his arms to cover that open side. And in case they did shoot the puck, he was going to have it covered. Great effort.
Tracy takes the draw and wins it. Drops it to Schneider in behind the net by way of DeRushy. Bounces it ahead to McCracken and out to center ice. Hill is there for Canton to dump it back in. Shot right on. And the save made. I think that may be Canton's first shot on net. Back in the Massena zone, right back out again by Labarge, and down the ice it goes. About 20 seconds remaining. Second shot on net, excuse me. Thanks to our statistician, Joey White. Doing his usual fine job. Across the blue line. Here's a shot. Wide. The rebound side of the net. And that goes right across the goal mouth. And bounced into the corner again by the Canton Golden Bears. Comes around the boards. Tracy trying to get it out. Kept in at the point by Charlie Howe. Oh, Howe threw a check on Tracy, but McCracken steals it on the pass. Stops. Try to feed Tracy, but it goes by him back into the Canton zone. That'll take care of the penalty. Massena back to even strength. Golden Bears, they had a couple of opportunities, but no real good shots on net. Puck around the boards now. Jake Morris trying to step in front of it, but it gets by him. And back down the ice comes Danny Bullock. Bullock taken out of the play. It comes to Labarge. He circles in his own end. Flips it to Levac. He lost it in his skates. Trying to follow it up. Ooh. He gets jamming into the boards there along with Lane Garris. Puck still free underneath Garris. He fell on it. Levac pokes it, and it comes to Jake Morris. And I think we're going to have some penalties. Interference against somebody. And that's going to be Levac, I believe.
Number 4, Brian Levac, the good-looking freshman for the Raiders, going to the box. And the Bears back on a power play. 2:21 left in the first period. 4-0 Raiders. You mentioned about the Bears having to play either Seton or Potsdam, and I asked Jim Howard if he had his druthers, and he said it doesn't make any difference who we play. But I'm sure if you figure in that long bus ride up to Plattsburgh to play Seton, I think he might prefer to play Potsdam.
Well, the meeting is tomorrow, and I talked at length with Stan Moore, and the big argument is to whether who should get the at-large if Massena would win the sectionals. And we'll talk a little bit about that between period, the pros and cons and everything else, and maybe we can come up with a determination on our own, see if the coaches agree with us.
A determination that will mean absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing, but it's fun to talk. They pay me to talk, right?
That's right.
2:11 left in the first period. It's a 4-0 score on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard with the Massena Red Raiders on top, looking to preserve their undefeated season in the NAC. Just one loss overall, that being to the #1 team in New York State, Albany Academy, in kind of a nice lesson a Saturday afternoon here. Off the face-off, the puck at the blue line. The Golden Bears try to move it ahead, and Bigelow knocked down the Canton Golden Bear man, Rob Sanderson. Now breaking through is Wallace, poked away. Here's a shot wide into the corner. On the follow-up, it's bounced back out to center ice. Massena's still killing a penalty. They're second in a row here as it comes back in the Canton zone. Mark Martin back there to pick it up for the Golden Bears. Martin trying to move it ahead. He's got Jim Trombley out there, Sanderson, and Wallace. And Hill is the other defenseman. And Hill has the puck right now in his own end. Massena's got Jake Morris out there along with Murphy, Adams, and Thompson. Puck back in the Massena zone. Mike Adams with it. Takes it, shifts around other direction from right to left. Looks for the hole and finds it. Well, he didn't quite get it out, but Murphy follows up. Feeds it ahead to Fauché, who drops it back to Thompson. Right back to Fauché. Here comes Joey breaking into the Canton zone. Hill tries to take him out of the play. Fauché steps up, trying to feed Murphy, and the puck goes into the corner. Back there to pick it up is Martin, flipping it back out to center ice. Joey Fauché is there. 7 seconds left in the penalty. Here comes Fauché, and he lost it at the blue line, trying to follow it in. There's going to be an offsides on Massena.
53 seconds left in the period. The Raiders, some of the edges got off their offensive thrust because of the penalties they'd had to kill off. But last shift out there, Jake Morris and Jeff Bigelow, the first man forces, the second man reads, and Jeff Bigelow was forcing, and Jake Morris was reading, but he was reading standing still. You've got to be moving a little bit. It's hard to get that momentum going from a standing stop, and Jake was kind of watching the play, I think.
Off the face-off, Golden Bears break it in the zone. That's Lane Garris trying to center. It's broken up. Bouncing puck picked up by Thompson. He takes it to center ice. Penalty is up. Thompson across, trying to split the defense. He just flips it in the corner. Looks to go back into his place back at the blue line. Now Canton breaks it out. Center ice. Flips by everybody. The Massena blue line. Thompson trying to get it ahead. Back to Thompson. Back out to center ice. Stopped there by Charlie Howe. Right back to the Massena zone. Thompson ahead to McDonald. McDonald trying to feed Fauché. And Fauché into the zone. He's got Hughes on the other wing. Puck along the boards, back out to center ice. Thompson bangs it back into layoff side. I think they're going to call it intentional as Joey Fauché was deep in the corner. And that's a must call right there.
First shift out there for number 18, Billy Hughes. He's going to stay out there, I guess. Joey Fauché centering, and Jason Labarge looks like Danny McDonald's on that right side. So we've got Joey Fauché, Danny McDonald, and Billy Hughes on this unit for Massena.
We're down to 8 seconds left in the first period. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Massena leads 4-0. Fauché will draw against Mike Wallace. So Wallace will step in to take the draw. There's an important face-off. Off the face, right on the shot, the save to Rushy. Had a little trouble with it and ended up sitting on it. And that was a nice face-off by Wallace. I can see why they got him in there taking the draw.
That's right, and Danny McDonald on that far side, he's on the outside. He can't let, especially with 8 seconds left to go, the draw, he can't let that man slide. Well, I guess it's Billy Hughes this time. They're going to try to tie all the Canton men. There we go. Canton's overloading the left side, and Massena's counteracting it. They want to pick everyone up. Don't let anyone go to the net.
Fauché against Wallace, off the draw. This time Fauché wins it, gets it to Adams. He just going to lug it out in behind, and that'll run out the time, and the first period ends with the Massena Red Raiders leading on a score of 4-0. Our broadcast this afternoon, final regular season game of the year.
McCracken on the wings, and the Bears will come back with Jim Trombley's line of Mike Wallace, and I love number 18, Derek Sanderson.
Derek Sanderson, yes. Of course, we've decided how it should be in Division I. We'll talk Division II next break.
We have Wayne Cashman at Plattsburgh and Derek Sanderson at Canton.
Is there any Bobby Orrs in the league? Off the faceoff, back into the Massena zone. Mike Adams flips it for Timmy Thompson, who gets it on the wing to McCracken, goes by him. Out to center ice, Tracy digging for it. He gets by, picks up the puck in sharp angle. Can't get that shot off. It comes back to Adams, who flips it back to Tracy. In the corner, Tracy motoring through some people. It goes around him in behind the net, and it's picked up there by Tremblay, trying to feed it out to center ice. He does get it out there. Tracy picks it up, flips it ahead to Murphy, takes it back in again. Murphy has it poked away. Mike Wallace. Tracy throws a check on him. The puck slides to center ice. Thompson's there, waits, dumps it right back in the Canton zone, and it's picked up by Tremblay. Tremblay trying to move it out of the zone. He does, gets it to winger Sanderson. Thompson throws a check into him. Puck slides to Massena zone. McCracken is there. Long left wing pass to Murphy. Here comes Scotty with it. Gets by the defense. Murphy breaks in all by himself, and it's poked away at the last minute. Somebody made a good play from behind him and got a stick on it. And he is ridden into the net, knocks it off its moorings, and I think we're going to have a penalty.
That somebody that you're referring to was number 12, Jimmy Trombley, who came from out of nowhere. Scotty was faked, I think it was Charlie Howe, right out of his socks at the blue line. It was going in all alone on Tommy Bissell, and Jimmy Trombley came a long way from the right and dove and knocked Scotty down. I'm sure he's going to get a penalty. Oh, no, he's not.
I thought they called a tripping call. Nobody's in the box yet.
Oh, he's still questioned over there. He is. It's Jimmy Trombley. He doesn't believe that he left his feet to what he did. He made a great, valiant effort to prevent probably Scotty's hat trick right there.
Yeah, that's probably what it would have done. Because Murphy was all by himself.
Coming back with Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, and Joey Fauché on this power unit with Brett Schneider and Jason LaBarge on the point.
LaBarge has it to Schneider right at the middle by the blue line. Back to LaBarge, to Morris, to LaBarge. LaBarge back to Morris at the 45. Jake with it. Takes it in the circle. Give and go. Bigelow back to Morris, and he flipped it up over the net. Now it's Fauché. Backs it to the point. Schneider is there. Schneider goes to Morris at the 45. Back to LaBarge. LaBarge to Schneider. Nice job keeping it in. Feeds it in the corner. Joey Fauché. Fauché with it. Looks to go back to the point. Now he steps the other way. Takes it side of the net and in behind. Feeds it right in front. Bigelow shot. Knocked down. Bigelow's second shot goes in behind the net. Now Morris after it. Jake with it. Drops it to Fauché. Here's Fauché. Flips it around the boards. Gets ridden in. Morris comes in to help out. Puck bouncing. Morris controls it to Fauché. Fauché. Oh, steps by nicely. Has it knocked down, gets it back again, in behind, ridden, ooh, gets knocked down behind the net, gets back up again, puck sitting there. Finally, it's picked up by Foote. Foote has it stolen by Bigelow. Bigelow in behind, Fauché trying to center it to Morris. Jake goes back to the point with it. LaBarge, the drive, deflected right in front. They jam at it. Here's Fauché, score! Joey Fauché on the second effort, and Massena goes up 5-0.
Perseverance, and if anyone deserved a goal on the particular shift, it was Joey Fauché. He kept the puck in the zone in the corner. He was really digging. Stevie Hill flattened him twice behind the net. Joey got knocked down, got back up on his feet. Stevie Hill flattened him again. The puck came back out to the point. A shot was taken, and Joey picked up the rebound, tucked it at the goalie first time. Tommy Bissell made the save, and then he finally put the rebound and slid it right under him.
I wonder if
he deserved it.
My wife Sally has black and blue marks from Kathy Fauché grabbing her. I'm going to hear about that at the end of the game. Off the face-off, the puck to the Canton line. They flip it ahead. Timmy Thompson is there. He kind of missed the puck. Now goes back for it in his own end. Thompson controls, circles in the corner now, looking to headman. Doesn't get it out, kept in at the point. The Golden Bears on defense, that's Hank Perrin. Now Massena trying to clear again. This time it goes by Perrin into the Canton zone. Back after it is Charlie Howe. Howe in there. McCracken comes to forecheck. Howe flips it ahead to Mike Wallace. Wallace steps by a check and starts out. He's a good hockey player, this Wallace. He starts down on the off wing. Murphy, and we have a whistle. And something happened behind the play.
Yes, number 21, Charlie Howe, got nailed. Clean check by Scotty down in the corner, and he came up and he got away with the first one. He gave Scotty an elbow. The referee didn't see it then as they were proceeding back up the ice. Those were the last two, and I was keeping an eye on them because I thought something might happen. And it did. Howe gave him a two-hander right across the back of the legs, and referee Greg Walsh did pick that one up. So he's going to the box, Charlie Howe, 1.5 minutes for slashing.
Scotty's one of those players. We've talked about it before. He can get under your skin.
Well, the Massena needs that, and he hasn't been really doing that the last couple of games. And for that line to be effective, for this team to be effective, they need Scotty to do that stuff. He's got to get right in the thick of things.
Off the face-off. Puck in behind the net now. McCracken after, trying to flip it to Murphy. He gets it back again. Here's Scotty with a puck. Goes on the 45 to Tracy. Tracy flips it back to McCracken in the corner, left side. McCracken back to the point it goes. Here's Thompson. Skates it. The drive. And the save made. The puck sits in front. Poke check just wide by Pat Tracy. And Canton's going to clear it down the ice.
Big shot by Timmy Thompson that handcuffed Tommy Bissell. And
he gave up the big rebound. And Tracy fired it just wide. Okay, here comes Brian Levac. Another guy Massena real glad to have back in the lineup. And he's been improving with every game after his injury. Here's McCracken with it. Flipping it to Murphy. Murphy fell down, and the puck bouncing to the blue line and goes by Thompson all the way down the ice again. About 35 seconds remaining in the power play by Massena. And on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, the Raiders continue to lead at 5-0. 4-0 going in. They've got
too many
one
players
here.
Out there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Too many men on the ice.
Massena definitely. They were
bench minor.
They were playing with 6 out there. Jeff Bigelow tried to get off. I don't know who the culprit was, but there's no question they had 4 forwards and 2 defensemen. And no matter how you figure it, if you add in the goalie,
that's too many.
That's too many. That happens. Sometimes lack of communication among the players, or usually the coaches will say, okay, up next, this unit, or, Bobby, you replace Jimmy on this next shift.
Well, it's...
Tommy Moore is coming to the bench, and he's kind of shaking his head. I don't know if he's the culprit, but they're going to make him go in the box. So I have a feeling that he's the guy that's responsible.
Okay.
He won't. He's not agreeing with the coaching staff on that one. Coach, it wasn't me. It wasn't my fault.
4-on-4 plus the goalies. Mike Adams flips it and digs after it in the corner, Canton zone. Here's Adams with it. Looks to go back to the point. Schneider, whoops, he lost it. Comes out to center ice, but he recovers nicely. Here's Schneider with the puck, has it poked away, goes after it. Puck bouncing free, comes to Bigelow. He's got more. Oh, beautiful pass. It went off Morris's stick. Bissell way out of the net, and he tries to get back in and does. And Jake just couldn't control it. Otherwise, it may have been a goal. Here comes Canton back the other way. Robbie Sanderson, and he's ridden into the boards, and we're going to have another penalty against the Raiders, I believe. Brett Schneider. And
I don't... It is. He's going to call Brett Schneider, and Brett is saying for what?
I think they're calling matching.
Is it matching?
Yep. Brett Schneider and Robbie Sanderson. Looked like Schneider just pushed him off the puck, but...
Referee Greg Walsh making the call. I'm going to be...
Holding and tripping.
Interesting to find out. Holding and tripping.
Holding against Sanderson and tripping against Schneider.
Okay. Well.
So that'll be... let's see, Canton a 4-on-3 power play for the Golden Bears.
I'll have to wait till Roger plays that one back. I can see the replay on that one.
Okay, we're going to have 3 players from Massena out there. We got 4 right now. Somebody's got to come off.
Didn't give you this on that last goal at the 2:05 mark, Jerry. The Raiders' 5th goal was a power play. Joey Fauché, Jeff Bigelow, and Jason Labarge picking up assists, and that was Joey's 5th goal of the year.
Massena's got too many men out there right now. They should only have 3.
Yeah,
they're going to be 5 on. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about that rule. If they're coincidentals. Here comes McCracken, flips it by the defense, but goalie Bissell way out of there. He and McCracken go together, and the puck comes down in behind the net. I guess he made the right play. Now back around the boards it comes. Jason Labarge steps in front of the pass, and we're going to have another penalty.
He's going to call a couple of slashing calls here, I think, or maybe just one. Mike Adams is going to the box, and we'll see if now he's calling for hitting from behind.
Okay, so that'll give Canton a 2-man advantage here.
And that one was down on the near side right below us, unless we really inch up on our booth here and peer over the we have trouble seeing down there, and I didn't see that one take place. But,
I didn't either. Happened behind the play as the puck had come back outside. Okay, the Raiders are down to 3 men on the ice. Canton with a full contingent of 5. So it's a 5-on-3 for 39 seconds. 5-0. Massena leads it on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. We're in the second period, 10:26 remaining.
That was the 6th penalty of the period.
Oops. It's getting to be like that, isn't it? Well, my goodness, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ladies.
Nice hot coffee for the announcers. Is that from Mr. Patterson? It is. Amazing. Thank you, Paul. Bouncing puck in the corner, Massena zone. Comes to Pat Tracy, and he flips it down the ice. Back in Canton territory, back to pick it up is Charlie Howe. About 15 seconds left in the first Massena penalty. Down the ice. Here comes Charlie Howe in the zone. Taken away, Thompson, and right back down the ice it goes. In fact, Tom Bassell has to make a save. 2 seconds, 1 second. Massena will get a man back in Tommy Moore. Across the blue line, Mike Wallace with it, trying to flip it back to the point. Bounces to Tracy. He whacks at it, controls it, and throws it down the ice.
He's going to call him a penalty, too, I do believe. That's what he's going to
delay a game?
Yes, he is. He's going to call him. And I think that was a good call. Pat, for whatever reason, did glove it, and he just wound up like a softball pitcher and flipped it down the ice. And
all he had to do was drop it.
Sure, drop it and stick it down, but he didn't. Those, again, 5-0 Coach Stan Moore, I know, was not pleased with that, especially from his captain. You hate to see anybody do it, but especially your captain. That's one of those things.
Yeah.
But the game has gotten a little sloppy, shall we say, right now, Jerry. 9:38 to play in the second period, 5-0 Massena.
So the Raiders, again, will be down 2 men. Golden Bears with a 2-man advantage here. We've got Morris out there. Puck comes to Levac, and he wastes no time at all. Flipping it. Oh, it went off the goalpost. Bassell almost misplayed that one and scored on himself. Now back the other way. Here comes the Golden Bears into the zone. Poke checked away. Puck goes in behind the net. Picked up there by Steve Hill. Hill now stick handling it around the horn. 18 seconds left in the first penalty. He's going to shoot it. Deflects high over the net into the corner. Back there to pick it up, the Golden Bears, as they try to move it around back to the point. Here's Charlie Howe. Howe goes to Hill. Hill back to Howe. Howe right at the blue line. 3 seconds left in the penalty. That'll take care of one. Massena gets a man back. Adams racing into the fray, and it bounces in behind the net, and back to the point it comes. Here's the drive, and it goes wide. Mike Adams looks for the puck and feeds it out to center ice. Now it's 5-on-4. So Massena's dodged a couple of bullets here, although the Golden Bears really haven't gotten any good chances. Puck goes in behind the net now. Flipped around to Mike Wallace. Wallace at the 45. Decides to go back to the point. Howe back to Wallace. Sharp angle shot. Saved to Rushy. And he holds on for the face-off. Really had nothing to shoot at.
Nothing to shoot at. A tough angle, but a bullet by Mike Wallace. And goalie Brewster Rushy holding the post. The Raiders making a good transition when they were down 2 men. They were playing a triangle, in a very tight triangle, giving Canton the corners and giving him the outside, which you have to do. And then when they got the man back, they went into a box formation. So, again, Canton basically one scoring opportunity with a 2-man advantage, and that was from a tough angle.
They've had a lot of 2-man advantage, too. Of course, you can look at it another way, Dave. It's good practice killing penalties.
Yes, definitely.
Although I don't think that's what was intended.
Oh, I don't believe so.
Here's Mike Wallace with a puck. 12 seconds left in the last penalty. Wallace trying to skate in front. Shot, score! And I think Rob Sanderson will get the goal on the power play.
Yes, that was a nice goal that time, just off the right of the crease. And he faked the Raider defenseman, and the Raiders were still killing a penalty. There was 16 seconds left in the power play. And Sanderson, I believe it was it Sanderson?
Yeah, Rob Sanderson.
Rob Sanderson, a nice move. He went around the Raider defenseman and slid a low shot to goalie Brewster Rushy's glove side right along the ice. A nice goal by Rob Sanderson.
I think Mike Wallace will pick up the assist. Yeah, Sanderson.
That's Derek's brother, by the way. They are brothers.
Mike Wallace picks up one assist, and Mark Martin the other. Okay, yes, it is. Okay, puck in the Massena zone. Here's Whitcup flipping it around the boards for Eddie Davis. Davis goes to Fauché. Fauché out of the zone. Joey, gets railed, gets back up again, flips to Whitcup. Whitcup backhands into the Canton zone, slides right in front, finally picked up by Charlie Howe. And there's going to be a penalty on Canton as Eddie Davis breaking for the net. He was interfered with, and Thad Green is going to pick up the call for interference.
Borderline call. Referee Jared Ruddy making the call, and young Mr. Green, Thad Green, coming to the backs, and he's going to serve a minute and a half. These penalties that seem to have taken the flow, the continuity of the game right out. It's stop and go, stop and go. But on that goal, getting back to the Canton goal, the official 6:44 mark, Rob Sanderson from young Mr. Martin, Mark Martin, and he's only a freshman also. He's come a long way. That was a power play goal. Thad Green also picked up the assist on it.
Massena on the power play here. Around the horn it goes, kept in at the point. Thompson still jams for it, and a good second effort by Mike Wallace gets it out to center ice. Back after it is Mike Adams. Adams stepping by a check, and he flips it in the zone. Tracy in the corner after it. Here's Tracy in behind, flipping it to McCracken. McCracken bounces it back to the point. Thompson back to Tracy. Oh, nice move. Gets by the D, the quick wrist shot. Save made by Bassell, and he holds on.
There, that's a save we expected from young Mr. Bassell. We'd heard some good things about him early this season. A nice, quick snapshot by Captain Pat Tracy, and Tommy Bassell came out and cut the angle down and did not give up the rebound.
Score is 5-1 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Massena leads it with 7:10 left in period number 2 and 56 seconds left in the power play.
Been a slow period with all those penalties. So we're looking at 7 penalties, 8 penalties, correction, in this period.
I've got an extra pen, Joey, if the ink runs out. Puck around the boards now. Thompson steps in, lugs it in the corner, goes to Murphy. Murphy gets by a check, looking, back to the point. McCracken is there. McCracken flips it. Tracy at the 45, back to the point. Thompson, back to Tracy. Tracy flips it in behind for Murphy. Murphy crisscrosses with McCracken. They go back to Adams at the left point. And he has a little trouble with it, trying to hold it in, and he can't. It's out to center ice. Now Thompson flipping it ahead for Tracy. Tracy, McCracken. McCracken ahead to Murphy. Murphy takes it across but loses it. Back out to center ice to the Massena line. Thompson is there, flipping it ahead for McCracken. We're down to 10 seconds in the power play. McCracken throws a check at the blue line. Puck comes free. Tracy gets through, but can't keep it in as it comes down the ice in the Massena zone. 1 second. That'll take care of the power play. Mike Adams with it. Starts out. Long headman pass. He's got Morris at the blue line. And Jake couldn't handle it, but Murphy does. Here's Scotty, the backhander, the save. He gets the rebound. Centers right in front. McCracken scores. Nice second effort by Scotty Murphy.
Beautiful long head man pass up here to Jake Morris, who was standing flat-footed behind everyone on the Canton blue line. The puck went off Jake's stick over to Scotty Murphy, who walked in, and on the backhand, got the shot off, and Tommy Bassell made the save. Scotty picked up the rebound, circle behind the net, and threw it out to Scotty McCracken, who was no one, the Canton defense, somebody had to pick him up in front. No one touched him. He was standing all alone. He made no mistake and just put it upstairs. The goaltender's got to have some help out there, and Tommy Bassell didn't get much help on that one.
So Murphy picks up 1 assist, and Morris picks up. Here another shot by McDonald, and a nice save by Bassell.
Ooh, Danny McDonald, beautiful move. Came in over the blue line, shifted the Canton defense, and got off a wicked snapshot that had a lot to it, and Tommy Bassell made a nice save, but a good move by number 8, Danny McDonald, who's out on he's out replacing Tommy Moore with Jake Morris and Jeff Bigelow on that line.
Faceoff will be left side in the Canton zone. Off the draw, Morris trying to move through, but is dumped in behind by Charlie Howe, the defenseman. Puck around the boards. Mike Wallace, bounce pass. Did he get it out? He did. Levac picks it up at the red line. Now backs to his own blue line. Then headmans it to McDonald on the wing. Nice move. Trying to feed it Jake Morris. Morris in the corner. Goes back to the point with it. Here's Schneider's drive. Deflected in. And I think McDonald's going to get it.
Yes, all right. And he started the play down here with another nice move. Danny McDonald, again, undressing that Canton defenseman down on the right side. Brought it in. Made a nice move. Shuffled it back to the point. And it was I'm not sure if it was Brett Schneider or Mike. Was it Brett Schneider, the initial shot back in the point? A nice low shot, and Danny McDonald cruising in front redirected that one.
So I think McDonald will get the goal.
I think Schneider, it will be Danny McDonald. Somebody redirected in front, I'm sure. There was two of them standing there. I'm sure it was Danny McDonald.
So it's now 7-1 for Massena on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Here comes Whitcup back the other way from Massena. Whitcup breaking in left side, looking for somebody to pass to, trying to flip it through, and back the other way. Here comes the Golden Bears' Rob Sanderson. Sanderson, Joyce drop pass. Here's the save on the shot by DeRushy. Morris also picked up an assist on that goal, and it's out to center ice. Picked up by Robbie Sanderson again, taken off his stick. Back to Levac, he pokes at it. It bounces to him again, trying to bounce pass it into the zone. Gets the stick out. It's taken off his stick by Green. Back to the blue line and out to center ice. Levac is back to pick it up. Here's Levac with it. Flips it ahead for Whitcup. Goes by him to the Canton line. Steve Hill. Hill for Canton now. Out to center ice. Eddie Davis dropping it to Schneider. Schneider headman. Fauché tried to flip it through to Whitcup, but it's back the other way. Here's Steve Hill for Canton. Hill and Schneider in the corner, in behind, and it pokes free. They jam at it. Bullock is in there. Bullock trying to move it. Now they still poke for it. It's still free, and Fauché picks it up. Here's Fauché. Bounce pass to Whitcup. Doesn't get it out of the zone. Goes back into the corner again to Levac. Levac had a stick tied up, but gets up with it and starts out. Feeds Eddie Davis on the right wing. Bounces off his stick to the Canton line. Thad Green, his headman intercepted. Here's Fauché breaking across the blue line. Hands it. Trying to flip it in the corner. Massena making a line change, though. And the Golden Bears try to get it out. It comes free in front to Davis. Davis looking for somebody to pass to. Goes back to the point. Labarge. Labarge trying to go through to Murphy. Goes in behind. Pat Tracy is there. Tracy looking to feed Murphy. Quick shot. Goes right across the goal mouth. Now McCracken cruising after it. Back to Adams at the point. Fakes the shot. Goes to Labarge. Labarge the drop. Goal post. Bounces right back into the corner. Tracy back to Labarge. Now to Adams. Adams looking. Steps by the check. Flip shot. Knocked down. Goes into the corner. We got a delay penalty. Canton touches it. And there's going to be a slash.
Yeah, number 5, no question in front. Number 5, Danny Bullock, trying to contain Scotty Murphy, and he couldn't contain him. He's too big for him. He hauled off and gave him a two-hander right across the shins, and Greg Walsh didn't make any mistake on that one. Officially, that last goal, his first goal of the year, and what a nice time. Danny McDonald, a senior, playing, his last regularly scheduled league game here in Massena. Danny picking up his first goal at the 9:31 mark with Brett Schneider and Jake Morris picking up assists on it. And the one at the 8:59 mark, prior to that one, Scotty McCracken with Jake Morris and Scotty Murphy picking up assists. Raiders on the power again.
Here we go. Off the faceoff. Bouncing puck comes to Tracy. Back to the point. Jason Labarge. Labarge back to Tracy. Back to Labarge. He can't keep it in. It got by him. It's 7-1 Massena on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Mike Adams dumps it in the zone as Massena regroups. Around the boards, Tracy. Tracy in the corner. Try to control it. McCracken's in there to go back to Labarge at the point. Back to McCracken, right back to Labarge. Labarge to Adams. Adams fakes, goes back to Labarge. Jason winds the shot, knocked down in front, right back to Adams. He fakes the shot and over skates. Here comes Mike Wallace. Labarge is there to get back. Wallace into the Massena zone. Gets by Labarge. Nice move, quick shot. Save DeRushy. He holds on.
Nice little shift there by Mike Wallace. He put a little deke on Jason Labarge. Jason did an excellent job getting back and covering up for Mike Adams, who lost the puck in the blue line, and he signaled Mike to get back. I'll take Mike Wallace one-on-one. Played him well, except the last move. He played the puck instead of the body, and then in turn Mike Adams had picked up for him.
So the faceoff will be back in the Massena zone. 46 seconds remaining in the power play. 2:34 in the period. And on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, 7-1 Massena.
Seen a lot of different looks on power out here tonight, Jerry.
I guess so.
Stan Moore's trying some different combinations, and the Raiders are moving the puck really well.
Off the face-off, it comes to Thompson in behind. He flips it around the boards. Jake Morris. Morris along the sideline now. Trying to flip it ahead to Bigelow. Knocked down. Comes back to the blue line. Thompson. Thompson doesn't get it through. Bigelow has to come back, and he flips it in. behind the net. Fauché racing for it, but it's around the boards. Thompson, as it bounced by him, here comes Canton breaking back the other way. Jeremiah Foote in on Schneider, and he didn't really try to do much of anything. It comes right back to Schneider. He just flipped it in behind the net. Now Brett circles around, hits Bigelow on the wing, gets by him, back out to center ice. Morris feeding Fauché across the blue line. Fauché takes it in the corner, in behind the net now. Here's Joey with it, penalty up, comes back to Thompson at the point. Thompson to Schneider. Schneider flips it around the horn, goes to Morris, back to Schneider, and goes by him out to center ice. And we're down to 1.5 left in the second period, 7-1 Massena. Here's Schneider now. Headman pass on the stick of Bigelow. Here comes Jeff with it across the blue line. It goes by everybody and finally comes back to Jake Morris. Now bouncing in the corner. Morris doesn't see it. Now he does. Whacks at it. Gets knocked down. Gets back up. They jam. Now down again. And it's around the boards to Mike Wallace. And now Jake Morris somehow comes up with it again. Wallace and Morris. Tommy Moore throws a check. Wallace. And he steps by it. Morris picks up the loose puck. Here's Jake with it. Looking. Back to the Schneider at the point. Schneider fakes the shot. Dumps it free. Here's Tommy Moore. Backhand right to Morris. Right in front. And he scores as Bassell was out of the play and on his back.
I'm trying to pick up the number 3 who was playing defense out there for Canton. I don't
Hank Perrin.
Oh, okay, Hank Perrin. He hasn't had too many shifts out there, and he was jousting with Jake Morris and he was more concerned about Jake in the corner just prior to that. And what happens? The guy that scores the goal is the guy that he was trying to mug in the corner. And young Mr. Perrin,
trying to mug. That's a good way to put it.
He did. He was trying to mug him, and Jake hung tough, and that was a culmination of a shot from a point and the rebound given up by Tommy Bassell and his defense vacating the premises, and Jake Morris just putting it into the empty net.
Makes it 8-1 for Massena. Morris getting the goal. Yep, Jake Morris. Tommy Moore picks up an assist. Here's a shot. McDonald hit the goalpost. So around the boards it comes. Still in the zone. Whitcup after it. In the corner, back to the point, Adams. Adams shot, and there's a delay penalty on Canton. Puck around the boards, Levac at the point. He winds up, fakes the shot. Now he's going to shoot it. Deflected by the defenseman just wide, and the whistle blows. And Massena will go back on the power play. So that was Jake Morris from Tommy Moore, and who was the other assist? I didn't catch it.
Brett Schneider.
Okay.
Again, Danny McDonald, another nice move, stepped on the ice, and Danny's showing some excellent moves out there tonight. And the Canton defenseman trying to pick up. No, I guess it wasn't the defenseman. It was Derek Sanderson, number 18. Made a cardinal sin out there. No, and the shot came from the point. Tommy Bassell had it taped all the way, and young Mr. Sanderson almost redirected it by Tommy Bassell into his own net. If you can't control that puck out there and your goaltender's got it taped, don't put your stick on it. Just let it go. And he fooled his old goaltender and almost cost the Bears another goal. 19 seconds left in the second period, 8-1 in favor of the Raiders.
Face off left side, Canton zone. Off the draw, puck in the corner. Tracy after it. Back to the point it goes. Timmy Thompson flips it right in front. It's to McCracken, and he gets knocked down. The puck bounces free to the blue line, and it's out to center ice. Adams tried to keep it in, but he couldn't. Now Thompson flips it right back in the zone, goes in behind the net. Circles into the corner as the buzzer sounds. And so the Raiders score 4 more here in the second period. They do give one up on the power play, and it's 8-1 for the Massena Red Raiders.
Yeah, a lot of stats in that period, Jerry.
Yeah.
Mainly penalties. There were 10 of them out there, and 3, 4, 5, 6 to Canton and 4 to Massena. The shots on goal that period, or the
saves.
The saves, correct. Bassell to 9-2, I guess it was a two period total of 21-5. And the goal, 6:14 mark, but up in Placid, was mentioned that he didn't have his best game. He still led the Raiders to what, it was a 5 or 2. The Raiders won 5-2, but
that's right.
He's been strong all year long.
Of course, photographer Ducky Trickus, I guess, is going to get the nod to take the pictures here. Of course, Louis out there. And they're the Thompsons and the Tracys, the Adams, the Schneiders, and the McDonalds. And have I forgotten anybody?
Durashi.
Durashi. Okay, there we go. So I think we've mentioned everybody. Is watch it, Louie. Okay, I think we're about ready. What do you think of that, Gene? Huh? All right, it's a very nice ceremony here to honor the seniors on this Massena Red Raider hockey team, and we're sure glad to be a part of it as well.
Scotty Murphy and Joey Fauché are escorting Louis. Louis without skates. They one under each arm, and they just slide him along from one end of the ice to the other.
Of course, a team that the entire community of Massena can be really proud of. Okay, here's Martha Slack. So Mike Adams being introduced along with John and Nancy Adams. Now's when I wish we had a camera so you could see this. Bruce Durashi, and of course Betty. And you know, when we go back and look at things throughout the year, you got to think MVP when you think Durashi. He certainly has been a tower of strength. Danny McDonald and his mother Linda getting a big hand, of course, as they all are from the family. And of course, you got to Brett Schneider, Gene and Gail Schneider, and Brett, of course. Brett, real strength on the blue line this year. Very experienced, very steady back there. And he's one of those guys that plays a great game every time he plays. Tim Thompson's parents, Buddy and Lottie Thompson. And Timmy, I think probably if anybody's come a long way this year, Timmy has. He's playing very, very well. Of course, like we mentioned, it's not over yet. Pat Tracy now and his parents.
There's a nice Captain Pat Tracy. I don't know if we mentioned that Lou is handing out the flowers as the players are announced. They come over and pick up a flower. And Pat Tracy, when he received his flower from Louis, he pretended to plant a kiss on his cheek. Oh, that was cute. Louis, why? Oh, that was good. Mark McHenry, the manager, just came over, received a flower, and presented it to his parents.
And now Jim Dambro.
Yep, Jim D'Ambro.
I saw poor Jim get hit by a puck at Potsdam, 2 years ago now, and that poor guy, blood all over. But he's tough.
Heroes, the
That's
managers.
Right.
They never are mentioned, and they take some abuse, but I'll tell you, they are truly unsung heroes. They do a lot of things that are almost indispensable, and tough to have a team without a couple of good managers. And along with their statistician, Stevie Parker, sitting to our left over here, does a very valuable job for the Raiders.
And now the pictures, of course. Canton across the way is probably looking over. They're only going to lose 6.
And Canton's also probably thinking, come on now, it's 8-1. Let's get this game on the road. But I remember up in Canton, they had a presentation. They had a figure skating show, if I remember correctly.
That's right. So nothing to worry about here. But, Massena, really, when you look at things, they are a young team. And I see a lot of skaters over that are not getting their pictures taken right now, which means they're going to be back again next year. And I think Stan's got a pretty good nucleus with which to build on.
He certainly has.
I guess so.
They're losing, of course, the big goaltender, but they've got a couple of capable boys that are going to come right in behind to fill that. Dougie Cullen and along with Todd Hayes will be vying for that #1 spot next year. But they're losing the big defensive pair, Mike Adams and Brett Schneider. along with Timmy Thompson, 3 veteran defensemen that have meant a lot to this club, and they're gonna be hard to replace. Danny McDonald off the bench, who's done a good job all year long. I think back to that check that he handed out in that tournament game here in Massena, right. One of the hardest checks I've seen all year, and led to the goal, which was the winning goal. And of course, Captain Pat Tracy was led by example all year. He's really worn that sea with a lot of authority. He's been a fine leader out here. I just can't say enough about him.
A nice little ceremony there to honor the seniors. We have 15 minutes of regular season hockey to go this year, and it is so hard to believe. I don't know. I really think that I've got the easiest job involved in hockey here. I get to watch these games, and you know, it's real enjoyable. I look forward to hockey season. I tell everybody I love wintertime. The reason is, of course, because of hockey, and they think I'm crazy, but it really has been enjoyable, and it's always nice to cover a good program, and certainly Massena program has been good.
Well, Jerry, it shows in your work that it shows that you really enjoy doing it, and that's half the battle when you enjoy doing something, and it shows in your work. It's first rate, and I want to tell you, I've enjoyed working with you this year.
It's been much appreciated, all the help, and very unique perspective you give to us, the coach's perspective.
Yeah.
And talking with some of the players, they say, you know, we watched that videotape, and what Dave is saying is the same thing Stan was telling us on the bench. So, okay, we're underway here in the third period. Massena leads at 8-1, and Thompson flips it into the Canton zone. Bassell stops it. Oh, boy. He almost directed it again into his own net. McCracken in the corner now. Flips it around. Massena on the power play to start the period. Goes in behind the net. Here's big Scotty Murphy. Murphy centers it right in front, bouncing in the slot. Nobody there. The Golden Bears' Thad Green breaks it out to center ice. Here's Green's shot, and the save made by DeRushy. And he's going to flip it into the corner. And the puck controlled by Massena again, Thompson. Thompson lugs it out of the zone, has it poked away. Murphy is there to follow up. Goes by Wallace, takes it in the zone. Looking to go by Hill, and does. In behind, centering pass to Tracy in the slot. His shot, Bassell makes the save. And back comes Mike Wallace for the Golden Bears. Here's Wallace flipping it into the Massena zone. McCracken comes back to come up with it and start back the other way for the Raiders. Canton makes some changes here. McCracken blows by one. Takes it in the zone. Blows by another. Here's McCracken in behind the net. Looks to center it, but it's knocked into the corner. Pat Tracy flips to McCracken. McCracken behind the net. Has it poked away. Penalty is up, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, the Raiders still lead at 8-1. Out of the zone. The puck bounces to the Massena line. Thompson's there to slide it ahead. And back to the blue line of Canton. Hill, his pass intercepted by Bigelow. He backhands it into the Canton zone. Picking it up there is Jason Robert. Flipped away from him, Thompson, across the blue line to the wing. Bigelow back to Thompson. Goes to Morris instead. Morris trying to find it, couldn't. And it's back out to center ice. Brett Schneider is there. Here's Schneider flipping to Thompson at the red line. Headman goes by Tommy Moore. Following up Bigelow, 3-on-2. Bigelow trying to drop it back. Goes off a leg. And back comes Canton the other way. Breaking down is Mark Martin, trying to feed it through to Sanderson, and it's knocked off his stick. Jason Labarge feeds to Morris. Morris ahead to Moore, who directs it into the Canton zone. Charlie Howe after it there, flips it around the boards. Jason Labarge stops it at the blue line, bounces it, and follows. Here's Labarge inside of the net, right in front of Bigelow, and Bassell got a piece of it, I think, and back comes Canton the other way. Out to center ice. Down it goes into the Massena zone, back out the other way to the blue line. Bigelow steps by the defense, breaks in, centering pass to Moore, goes back to Fauché. His shot goes bouncing up into the wall, and the whistle will blow with 12:27 remaining in period number 3 on the Corky scoreboard, 8-1 Massena.
Sometimes players think pass before they think shot, and just prior to that last rush, Jeff Bigelow came off the bench and picked up a loose puck just out the side of the Canton zone, and he was thinking pass all the way, and he should have been thinking going to the net, go hard, go to the net. He had clear sailing, but he picked it up, and he thought pass before shot, Jerry, and I think he had to do it over again.
Might take the shot.
He might take the shot.
Okay, Wallace dumps it down into the Massena zone. They're going to call that for icing, as well they should. And the puck will move back into Golden Bear territory. We've got the Fauché line out for Massena. And Joey, of course, has a goal on the afternoon, and so does Eddie Davis.
Played just shy of the 3-minute mark, and 8-1 in favor of Massena.
Face-off right side of Bassell. Off the face-off, Fauché trying to barge his way through. Taken off his stick by Thad Green, flips to Wallace. Right wing side, steps by the check. Comes to Fauché, though, as it's poked away, bounces over his head, out to center ice. Whitcup playing the unaccustomed blue line, and he gets bodied into the Massena zone, goes after it, flips it around for Schneider. Schneider with it in behind now, circling, gets by at Wallace and starts it out. Here's the head man of Fauché. Fauché loses it, bounces back to the red line, and Canton comes back the other way. Fauché throws a check, and the bouncing puck comes to Eddie Davis. Davis flips it, and it goes deep in the Canton zone. Around the horn, after it there is Stevie Hill for Canton. LaBarge barges in and flips it back behind the net. Now the puck comes in to Hill again. Hill around the horn. The Golden Bears try to move it out. LaBarge keeps it in at the point. Flips it ahead to Davis with a skate. His shot goes wide. Bounces right over the net, right back into the glove of Bassell, and he flips it in the corner to Hill. Massena makes a change now as the Tracy line out. Here's Hill in behind, being bothered, and we got a whistle. Net off its moorings, apparently.
Young Mr. Bassell doesn't look too interested in the goings-on at this stage right now. You know, just a second ago, Brett Schneider, he means so much to this team, and he, again, we possibly don't mention him as much as we should, but he came around that net, heads up, made the turn, looked up, finds the open man. He does that so well. Here's a young man that he didn't grow up on skates like a lot of the other Raiders did. He came from the Texas area, but what a...
And you can bet that Mr. Schneider will be on the academic All-Northern team.
Yeah,
He's an excellent student.
Means a lot to this team.
Oh, he sure does. Here's Murphy with the puck now. Has it poked away. Tracy follows. Centering pass goes right across the goal mouth. McCracken digging in the corner after it. Scotty ridden into the board. Stays on his feet. Or on his skates, I should say. And comes away with the puck. Here's McCracken. Gets ridden into the boards again. Stays with it. Scotty back to the point. Levac flips to an open wing. And it comes to Tracy in front. Tracy now into the corner. Taken out of the play. And the puck back out to center ice. The Golden Bears move to the Massena zone. Levac is there to pick it up. That's the thing about this team, Dave, is everybody contributes. Every single player on this team. Comes to McCracken across the blue line. Oh, he's got Murphy trying to get it. Bounces off a leg back to the point. Levac shot. The save made. Puck goes into the corner. Murphy after it there. Murphy flips to McCracken in behind the net. Here's McCracken going back to the point. Levac. Brian is there, flipping it into the corner on the left side of the goalie. Pat Tracy. Poked away, gets it back again. Tracy poked away again, and coming up with it is Robbie Sanderson. Now Adams steps in front of his pass, takes it in behind the net. Sanderson, or I should say Adams. Adams flips it back to Levac at the point. He winds the shot. Save. Oh, nice save. Glove save by Tom Bassell.
Canton's having a whale of a time trying to contain Massena in front. Their defense young, and they're just not that physically strong enough to move the Raider forwards out of there. They get parked in that time. Pat Tracy, Scotty Murphy before, and it's just like chopping a huge redwood tree with a jackknife out there. They just can't seem to move them out of there.
Nice analogy. I like that. Back to the point. Morris's line out there. Thompson flips it into the slot, bouncing around, and McDonald gets a whack at it. Back to the blue line. McDonald again, but Canton's going to clear it. Out to center ice. McDonald throws a check and trying to barge in as McIntosh, taking off his stick, passing it ahead to the interception by Lane Garris. Now he flips the Massena zone. Thompson is there over to Schneider. Headman goes to Morris, bounces behind him. Following up is Bigelow. Into the zone it goes. Back forward is Steve Hill. Hill in his own end now. We have a whistle. And there's going to be a penalty on Canton. Lane Garris, probably an interference. Yep. As he interfered with Jeff Bigelow.
No question, that was a good
Yeah.
call by the officials. He did clear interference call. The Raiders go on a power play. Looks like they're coming out with Brett Schneider and Timmy Thompson on the points, and it'll be Fauché, Morris, and Bigelow up front.
4 goals in the first, 4 in the second for Massena. Canton picked up 1 in the second. We're still there at 8-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. The Raiders lead it. And we'll go through the regular season in the NAC undefeated, only 1 loss overall, that being to Albany Academy. And no matter how you cut it, it's a great year for Massena. Here's a shot knocked down by Mike Wallace. It goes into the corner. Fauché flips it in behind the net for Bigelow. Jeffrey with a puck now, circling in from behind. Takes it to the 45 position. Flips it. Morris. Jake with a puck now. Stick handles it back to the point. Thompson winds his shot, knocked down in front, and it's back to the point now to center ice. Schneider now coming back after it. Wallace is going to forecheck him. Schneider drops it over to Thompson. Thompson looking for the long head man. Met for Morris. It's going to be an icing call as it goes by. Now they wave it off, and it's in behind. Bigelow flipping it. Here's Fauché, side of the net, backhander, knocked down. Bouncing puck still sitting in the slot. Goes back to the blue line. Fauché flips right in front. Bigelow directs it right on. The save made, and holding on to it is Tom Bassell for the faceoff.
Just watching across the way, number 21, Charlie Howe, is in a lot of pain over there. What happened? He took Timmy Thompson's shot on that power play. Timmy let a real boomer go, and it was a riser, and it caught him up high in the thigh, probably in the area that there wasn't any padding, and he just hobbled to the bench and was in all kinds of pain. He looks, he's okay now. He's back sitting on the end of the bench, but I could feel it from up here.
Ouch. Tracy out there now with McCracken and Murphy, the second power play unit this time around. And the puck goes right in the slot, flipped around the boards by Thad Green. Back to the point. Here's Mike Adams with it. Murphy, or Tracy, back to Adams. Mike bounces it right in front, and it goes in behind on the rebound as McCracken was digging there in the slot, trying to get a piece of it. Now big Murphy in the corner. Back to the point. Adams, good job to keep it in. Trying to flip it over to Labarge, but it goes out off a stick. And Labarge at his own blue line circles around. Passes to Adams, ahead to Murphy. Murphy looks for Tracy, flips it in the corner. He and Green go after it. Tracy gets there first in front. McCracken shot, score!
Beautiful.
Nice pass play, and Scotty picks up the goal. McCracken.
Beautiful. We can't describe that one all the way, but it was back defense to defense. They hit Pat Tracy up the middle, and he took it down inside of down in the left-hand corner. Beat the Canton defenseman to the puck, and Scotty McCracken made his time as he went to the net without the puck, and that's so important, going to the net without the puck. Scotty went to the net, and Pat Tracy fired a pass from out of the corner right on his stick, and Scotty one-timed it right by goalie Tommy Bassell. Beautiful goal.
McCracken getting the goal from Pat Tracy and probably Mike Adams. Let's see if there's another assist. Yep, Mike Adams picking up the other assist. So that's Mike's third assist of the afternoon, and that makes it, 9-1 now for Massena on the Corky scoreboard. The Golden Bears with the puck momentarily. Eddie Davis now flips it ahead to the Canton line, dumped ahead by Hank Perrin. Trying to get it into Jeremiah Foote, and Foote just flips it in the Massena zone. Picked up by Jason Labarge, gets by some traffic, starts out. Labarge got a lot of foot speed. He just breezes by the defenseman, takes it in the corner, looking to center right in front, knocked down, and into the corner by Hank Perrin. Perrin with a puck now, starts out, being forechecked by Fauché, doesn't get it out of the zone. Labarge flips it through to Eddie Davis. Davis back to Labarge, can't get the shot off. It goes back into the corner, and Fauché picks it up after throwing a check. Here's Fauché, stick handling, feeds Davis right in front. Davis shot, score! Bassell came out of the net, Davis just held on, went by him, and Eddie Davis picks up his second goal. Joey Fauché will pick up the assist, and probably Jason Labarge.
Eddie Davis picked up the first goal, and then now the 10th goal, and he made no mistake. Again, he did the right thing. He got the pass. He just didn't blindly fire it away. Tommy Bassell was out of his crease, and Eddie gave him a little fake and went to the backhand and had Tommy Bassell 5 feet out of the cage and just tucked it away into the empty net. It's been a bad night for young Mr. Bassell. He hasn't looked good out there, but a nice, smart move by Eddie Davis, his second goal of the year, and I'm looking, that's his second goal of the night, his 5th of the year.
Fauché picks up one assist. Let's see if Labarge gets one. Oh, Mike Adams. I thought that was Jason Labarge, but I guess, I don't know. We'll wait and see on that one.
The times, the last two, the first one was at the 9th goal at 7:11, and then just at the 8:05 mark, less than a minute later, Eddie Davis' second goal of the night, as we mentioned, Joey Fauché and Mike Adams. And getting back to that McCracken goal that he scored, and the key to that was going to the net without the puck, and that's what Albany Academy did so well as we think back to that tournament. The free man's got to go to that net.
Well, Lane Garris picks up a penalty for Canton. And that means Massena's on the power play. Davis is out there, flips it back to the point. Here's the drive from Levac. Oh, deflected by Hughes up into the wall. And Levac looked like he was going to boom it. Then he tried to slide it through. Hughes was right there in the slot. He got the deflection, but it went up over the net. They'll move it outside.
Canton showing a little bit of frustration right now. No one likes to be getting hammered 10-1, but they haven't played that well tonight.
No, that's for sure. They're nowhere near as well. They played a lot better, I thought, in Canton.
Yeah.
Okay. Canton controlling the puck now as they take it across. The puck flips into the corner, Massena zone, and it's picked up by Levac. Brian Long, right wing pass for Danny McDonald, a little bit too far. Flip back to Schneider and Massena blue line, dumps to an open wing, dump back to the Massena blue line by the Golden Bear Steve Hill. Levac picks it up there. Long headman pass meant for McDonald. I think that'll be an icing call against, no? I guess not. Around the boards it comes. Back to the blue line, out to center ice. Here's Brett Schneider, Levac. Levac feeds Hughes, takes it right across, winds up the shot. Good save. Ooh, by Tom Bassell. That was labeled
save
for the corner.
Yeah, great shot by number 18, Billy Hughes, right in the, from about 35, 40 feet out to wound up with a hard slap shot, dead on. And Tommy Bassell got the glove on it and tipped it up over the back of the net. I see Coach Stanmore's leaving Eddie Davis out there, hoping that Eddie can pick up his third goal, his hat trick, possibly his first hat trick of his high school career. He's playing with Danny McDonald and Billy Hughes.
Off the face-off, puck back to Thompson at the point. Thompson backhands it into the corner. Hughes goes after it, doesn't get there though, goes back to Thompson at the point. His shot, high and wide, whistles to the other point. Mike Adams pinches it in and then takes it back to the point. Davis had gone back to fill that point. He's there now, flips. Now it's Adams in behind the net. Hughes trying to feed McDonald, and he couldn't get the shot off. Comes to Thompson. Thompson in the corner. Now around the boards, Hill picks it up for the Golden Bears. Flipping it back down the ice. And that's it. As icing is called, the penalty had just elapsed. And with 5:06 remaining in the third period, the faceoff will move back in Canton territory. The Raiders lead at 10-1 on the Corky scoreboard.
If Jim Howard and the Golden Bears want to advance past the first round of the sectionals, they'll have to come up with a little stronger performance than this on Monday night when they probably will play the Potsdam Sandstoners.
Probably a very hungry Potsdam Sandstoner team, too. Face-off goes back to the point. Thompson drives it. Oh, he got Bigelow with it, but Jeffrey gets right back up again, gets the shot off, but it's knocked down. Now Tommy Moore digging in the corner gets railed into the boards. It's flipped around the ice by Howe. Pinching in is Thompson. Flips it to an open wing. Tommy Moore goes in, picks it up, trying to backhand it back to the point. Now he flips instead to Jake Morris. He's got Bigelow. Tries to slide it across. Green is on top of it, and the whistle blows.
But what led directly to that good scoring opportunity for the Raiders was number 9, Tommy Moore, digging in the corner, and he took on 2 Golden Bear players, and he came up with a puck and sent it out to Jake Morris, who almost found Jeff Bigelow in front. But Tommy Moore doing that great board work.
Okay, they did change the last goal. It was LaBarge instead of Adams. Here's a shot from the point, and got knocked down by the defense. So they changed the assist on that last goal from Adams to LaBarge. I was pretty sure that was Jason making the initial pass.
Yeah, Joey had it over here last one from Eddie Davis from...
Here comes a breakaway from Morris. Jake goes in. Shot, score. Oh, boy. No mistake about that one.
Again, what was nice about that, the speed, but if he looked, he waited to Tommy Bassell, opened up the legs, and he put it right between the legs, right in the 5-hole, and that's a lot of times high school players, college players, even pros make the mistake of putting the head down and not looking, but Jake Morris, that long clearing pass out of his own end and just scooted by both the Canton defensemen, caught him flat-footed and went in, but he was looking and he made Bassell make the first move, and when he did, when he opened up those legs, he just put it right between the legs.
See who fed him the pass. Jake Morris picking up the hat trick. Tommy Moore and Mike Adams. Okay.
Tommy Moore's had about 16 or 17 assists this year. He ranks high. And Jake Morris, that's his hat trick, and that's his 20th goal of the year. Mike Adams also picks up an assist.
Okay. Off the face, here comes Tracy barging through. Gets knocked off the puck, trying to stay with it. Goes into the corner. It's 11-1 Massena. Back to Labarge. He's going to drive it right on. Deflected, and McCracken scores as it was deflected right on, and then McCracken followed it up and puts it in. And if I'm not mistaken, that might be Scotty's hat trick. It is.
Yeah, that's Canton. They're a disheartened club out there. There's no question. They're not giving Tommy Bassell much support out there, and he's not helping his own cause. We have a change. I missed that new goaltender in there. That wasn't Tommy Bassell. That's their backup goaltender, I do believe, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Number
that
30.
is can't think of his name now. We'll pick it up in a moment. Anyway, the bouncing puck out to center ice. McCracken gets that goal, and that's his hat trick. Scotty picks up the trick. We'll look on the assist.
And that would be his 18th goal of the year, Jerry.
Labarge picks up an assist as he took the shot. And let's see who else.
The Canton defense should pick up an assist also on that one.
I guess that's it. Now, Tracy got one too? Okay. Pat Tracy picks up an assist as well, his third of the game. Now a little bit of pushing and shoving. Of course, frustration has got to be setting in a little bit as Massena leads Canton 12-1. This is, I'm trying to remember, this might be their biggest blowout of the year.
Yes, I think so. Number 3, Hank Perrin, is coming to the box. He's going to get a penalty. He had a set 2 with Bobby Whitcup. And officials are going to whistle Hank Perrin for a minute and a half.
Number 3, Hank Perrin,
Roughing the call on Perrin. 12-1 the score. Massena leads it. Their 15th win of the year in the league and their 21st of the year overall. Anytime you can have 20 or more wins in a season, that's one heck of a successful season in high school hockey.
3:23 left in this game, Jerry, and Coach Jim Howard can't wait to get this one over with.
We've got Hughes out there centering McDonald and Whitcup. And it goes off McDonald's stick, or Hughes' stick, I should say, down into the Canton zone. Back after it there is Jason Robert, and he's going to start it out for the Golden Bears. Robert takes it out to center ice. Hughes trying to check him, and he flips it in the zone. DeRushy gloves it, leaves it in behind for Jason Labarge. Labarge now to Levac. Levac has it poked away, comes back for it. Brian flips it around the boards for Danny McDonald. McDonald back at the point trying to get it out of the zone, throws a check. I'll tell you what, when Danny throws a check, he throws a check.
He's a solid youngster.
Okay, into the Canton zone it goes. After it is Charlie Howe. Howe flips it ahead, McDonald and Hughes after it. Now McDonald goes off the bench, or into the bench, I should say. The puck comes back in the Massena zone. It's picked up there by Levac. Brian starts out on the left side. Bounce pass. Oh, he got the official with it. And Canton controls the puck back in the Massena zone. Labarge drops it at his feet, starts it out. Ahead to Eddie Davis. Davis flips in for Fauché. Fauché in the corner now. Centering pass. And somebody goes into the net. Whitcup, I think that is. No. Now, Bobby, the puck is supposed to go in, not you.
Bobby got, he was going to the net like he's been instructed to do without the puck, but on the way to the net, way to the crease, he was impeded somewhat by the Canton defenseman who kind of took his feet out from under him, and Bobby with just a projectile head first into the crease, and the young goaltender for Canton, number 30, and I don't know his name. I don't have him down. I'm trying to, Joey, maybe you can pick up Canton goal. Here we go. Yeah, Tim Youngs.
Yeah, we saw him in the other game against Massena. Not a lot of experience. Here's Mike Adams, shot deflected. Oh, yes, they make it in. I think Fauché is going to get credit for it, but wait a minute.
Yeah, he's got it.
Davis waved at it with it. Or no, who is that in the other side? Oh, Whitcup waved at it too.
I think they might credit to Bobby Whitcup. I think he was one. There was two of them standing off the crease, and that was funny. The light went on before the puck went in. It was the goalie Tim Youngs had made the save. The puck flopped up in the air and hadn't crossed the goal line yet, and the light went on. But Bobby Whitcup reached over with his stick and picked it out of midair and tucked it in behind. I believe it was Bobby. I think they'll give him the goal. But it started with a nice low shot from the point that Tim Youngs made the save on, but couldn't handle the rebound.
Bobby might be the only player who's not on the score sheet, so hopefully, well, he'll get maybe an assist at least, but we'll see. Yep, they give him the goal.
Yeah,
Robert Whitcup.
That's his sixth goal of the year.
Fauché picks up an assist, his third. And Mike Adams picks up his 5th assist of the game.
Wow.
So Mike with 5 points. Morris has got 5 points. McCracken's got 4. And we'll run them down at the end of the game, which can't come too soon as far as Canton's concerned. Oh, Tracy just got leveled, and there's going to be a hit from behind or a charge or something along those lines. It's going to be Hill. Pat just got railed, but he's up, looks okay. Ouch.
And again, what you want to worry about as a coach from the, like Massena coaches in this situation, you want to maintain your cool. You don't want to pick up a misconduct or something that's going to impede you in the next game that cause you to sit out the next game. So it Canton showing a little bit of frustration here, which is understandable. Down 13-1.
Just a reminder, we'll be back on the air tonight with high school hockey. Should be an excellent game. Salmon River at St. Lawrence Central. 8 o'clock at the Tri-Town Community Center. Dave and I will be along to describe that one to you. Hope to see you there in person, but if not, tune us in. Bring your transistor along. Puck goes in behind in the Canton zone. Massena on the power play again. And they cruise around. Tracy picks it up, flips it right on. The save made by Youngs. And it goes into the corner. After it, there is Hughes digging for it. He and Tracy and the defenseman Charlie Howe. The puck kicks free. Hughes just got railed by Howe. Massena is going to control the puck and get a shot off. It bounces up into the boards. Massena still controls it. Tracy, as there's a delay penalty, Tracy hits the side of the net and finally Canton touches it. And that's going to be a roughing call, I guess, against
21.
Charlie Howe.
There's no question.
He got Hughes with a fist in the face.
Charlie's been cruising around here in this last 10 minutes of this period, kind of looking to pick up a penalty like that. He could just almost read it. In fact, they're picking up another one. This one might be a misconduct. Number 12, Jim Tremblay, coming to the bench. There's 2 of them that went in, Howe and Tremblay.
13-1, Massena leads. Just over a minute to play here. 1:01, the exact time.
Drop the puck and get this one over with.
Here's Tracy taking it out to the blue line. Flips it to Schneider. Schneider flips it right across. Here's Adams, hit the goalpost, and Youngs falls on it.
Oh, Brett Schneider, an unselfish play. He could have wound up and had a lick at that one at Timmy Youngs, but he spotted his teammate and defensive partner across the way diagonally, Mike Adams, all alone down on the far side. He threaded a pass through right on his stick, and Timmy Youngs made a nice save off of Mike Adams.
Off the face-off, back to point. Tracy is there. He's going to wind it. Here's the drive. Youngs the save, the rebound. McDonald, now Hughes gets a shot at it, and it goes in behind. Danny had a chance there to pick one up. Back to the point. Here's Tracy. Tracy feeds Schneider. Brett flips it, and it's deflected up into the wall.
Both Danny McDonald and Billy Hughes had an excellent opportunity. The Bears down 2 men and haven't given their goaltenders much protection today and really having problems down 2 men in the box, and Danny McDonald and Billy Hughes. That was a misconduct. Yeah, that last one we figured Joey just pointing out that Howe picked
probably
up on
had something to say, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, off the faceoff, it comes back into the Massena zone. We're down to 25 seconds left in the game. Headman goes to Pat Tracy, who takes it across. He's going to drive it right on. Young didn't even see it, but he made the save. I think when he knew, here's the wraparound score. And I think Hughes is going to get it.
Yes, Billy Hughes. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's Billy's first goal or not. We're going to take his first goal of the year.
All
right. First goal for Billy Hughes, and it started with Pat Tracy stepping across the blue line and letting go a big slap shot. Tim Young sitting back in his crease didn't even see it. It hit him and went in behind the Golden Bear net. And Billy Hughes picked it up and just walked out in front and slipped it between the goalpost and Tim Young's right leg, and that's the 14th goal for the Raiders.
14-1.
That one probably Billy Hughes, Pat Tracy will probably get an assist on that one.
That was a power play goal for Massena. 13 seconds left. Let's drop the puck and get the game over with. It comes to Mike Adams. Adams flips to Schneider. 8 seconds left. Bounce pass to center ice. Comes back in the Canton zone. Right on the net. Youngs will leave it side. Flipped around. There's the buzzer.